Hello, my name is Kevin Tudor, and I'm one of the three hosts of Almost Major, a film podcast dissecting many major indie studios and the films they release. Every week, myself, Charlie Nash, and Bryden Doyle discuss overlooked, forgotten, or bona fide classic indie films via studio-specific miniseries. We've previously covered numerous films from Artisan Entertainment, Lionsgate Films, and New Line Cinema. Titles including The Blair Witch Project, American Psycho, Dogville, But I'm a Cheerleader, Saw, Requiem for a Dream, and Ringmaster, you know, the Jerry Springer film. Anyways, we have a fun time every week and we hope you will join us. Subscribe to Almost Major wherever you get your podcasts. Now proudly a part of the Someone's Favorite Productions podcast network.
Hello and welcome to Tumbleweeds and TV Cowboys. My name is Hunter. In this podcast, I'll be joined by a different guest each week to discuss a classic Western movie or TV show. I've been a fan of classic Westerns for as long as I can remember, and in recent years, they've become very nostalgic for me. I love the aesthetic, the tropes, and I love seeing different filmmakers' takes on them. At their best, they're incredibly entertaining, rewatchable, and some of my all-time favorite movies are Westerns. We'll mostly focus on Western movies made in Hollywood, but we'll also be covering spaghetti Westerns, and one thing I'm very excited to get into are Western TV shows. I've got some amazing guests coming on the show, film professors, historians, and podcasters. And Tumbleweeds and TV Cowboys is part of the Someone's Favorite Productions podcast network, and many guests on the show will be from other shows on the network. Thanks for listening.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Kulturecast. I'm Chris Stachiw, and Eric, are you ready to talk a rom-com?
Does that mean that we're finally
talking
talking about my favorite rom-com of all time, starring the one and only Jesus Christ, our rom-com savior, Matthew McConaughey, and we're talking about Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Shut up with that nonsense. Jesus Christ. No, but we are joined by my good friend and yours, OughtFiveFilm's own Father Mal 1, Mike Wallace. How are you doing, Mike?
Good. How are you doing, guys?
Oh,
good to be here again.
Once an Ed Gein, and we are going to be talking about the truth about catfish and dogs.
The truth about catfish and gods.
Because let's be honest, Catfish and Gods. Now, there's a movie I would watch. Now, we're going to be talking about the truth about cats and dogs, but this movie really is like catfishing. So I think its title should have been The Truth About Catfishing and Dogs. So, God.
Not back in 96? Probably not.
Right. In 96. And man, when we finally get into the nitty-gritty of this rom-com, this is a film that could not be made today. Because a lot of these 90s and earlier rom-coms are predicated on one really stupid fucking twist or like plot device that just wouldn't work in our social media era. So, film is directed by Michael Lehmann, stars Uma Thurman and Janeane Garofalo and Ben Chaplin and also Jamie Foxx for some reason.
He makes every movie better.
Right. Except that Spider-Man movie, which was abject garbage. And and Janeane Garofalo plays a veterinarian and a host of a radio show who uses her next door neighbor to catfish a listener. That's the whole just synopsis of the fucking film.
That's it, huh?
Yeah, well, as far as I'm concerned, that's it.
Don't touch that dial. It's Dr. Abby Barnes with the truth about cats and dogs, and you're on the air.
I have a cat, and he licked up and down my face, and now I got this rash.
How long did this tongue bath last?
About 3 hours.
Okay, this is a good time to talk about limits. You can love your pets, but just don't love your pets.
Abby was the kind of woman who knew exactly what she wanted.
3 years, no sex?
One can survive, this is the electronic age.
Noelle was exactly the kind of woman.
You burp and guys think it's adorable, you puke and they line up to hold your hair back.
Every man wanted. Then one day, Abby got a call.
Well, I've got a dog here that's wearing roller skates.
Gave a little advice.
Get down on all fours. If you're going to have to approach him in a submissive position.
And told a little lie.
I'm 5'10", blonde, hard to miss.
Okay, I'll see you there.
You have to help me. I just want you to be me when he comes in here, okay?
Brian, right?
Yeah, hi, Abby.
Yeah. This is my friend, Donna.
You sound completely different on the air.
You should hear me in the shower.
Brian doesn't know it.
I really like this woman.
You just met her.
I know, but you know when you speak to someone, you just feel it.
But the woman with the voice he loves.
Hello?
Well, what would you say to having a bath?
You don't strike me as the shy type.
He's probably jealous.
And the face he adores.
You have to admit you're not the same person you were on the phone last night.
Is more than one woman.
Our turtle's sick. Can you help us out?
He's got pneumonia.
All you have to do is grab the turtle's leg, poke him in the butt with your finger.
You want me to stick my finger up a turtle's leg?
20th Century Fox presents
She is all that and a bag of chips.
Uma Thurman.
He's got this small personal habit that just drives me crazy.
What's that? He loves you.
Janeane Garofalo.
You love Abby because she's so beautiful.
Yes, she is, but that's not why I love her.
The truth is, you would not be so enamored with Abby if she looked like...
I love Abby. It doesn't matter what she looks like.
And Ben Chaplin.
Where's Abby?
She's not here.
I just heard her voice. I know she's here.
She's not here. Here. She's in the bathroom taking a bath.
The truth about cats and dogs.
It's Brian. He wants to talk to you. Tell him to come back in half an hour. I don't think he can be dissuaded. Tell him if he doesn't come back in half an hour, I will call the whole thing off. You're the boss.
So, Mike, since you were really gung-ho about being on this Kulturecast, what do you like about this movie? Anything?
No. I'm always happy to be talking with you guys about any movie.
And there need to be more people like you because sometimes it's hard to get people to talk about anything that they're like, I don't know any of these movies, so I don't want to talk about them. It's like, no, you know what? Fuck you.
Yeah, this is a movie I had not seen since I saw it in the theater back in '96. Yeah. The only thing I really remember about it is I lived in Santa Monica at the time, and this whole movie was shot in Santa Monica, so it's a little weird. It was weird for me just sort of seeing things that were like, I'm sitting in a theater 3 blocks from where all the action was taking place. So that was unusual. I was not a fan of the movie when I saw it initially, and I watched it again last night, and I like it a little bit more than I initially did, but I don't think this is a successful romantic comedy.
I think it's a film that is like, it's mildly offensive as well. Like, it's pretty offensive in a way, like, right?
Well, I don't know. Was it offensive? I don't know.
Well, let me put it this way. I don't think it could exist in 2017.
I think this movie is not necessarily offensive. It's offensive to my intelligence, probably.
Kind of cornball and a bit cheesy, a little bit. I mean, the sort of look. Obviously, this movie is kind of like a remake of Cyrano de Bergerac. That's what they were going for, right? Like, guy falls for girl, but falls for her words and not her appearance, so she uses somebody else like as a proxy for her. Like that, more than a sort of a catfish. Like, I think that's what they were going for. But that central conceit kind of falls apart because, at least for me, because I don't find Janeane Garofalo to be like some hideous person. Like, I didn't get it. It just kind of fell apart from the get-go with that. And I know that she's not Uma Thurman, but I don't know. And the other thing is, this was my when I first saw the movie.
Are you a film fan who loves the ultimate home video experience? Look no further than The Disconnected. Your host, Ryan Verrill, is your go-to source for the latest and most accurate information on home video releases, exclusive interviews with industry insiders and filmmakers, and has established a thriving community where every film and physical media enthusiast feels welcome. From hidden gems to blockbuster hits, The Disconnected brings you insider knowledge and a welcoming space to share your love of cinema. Watch every Thursday night at 9:30 Eastern, 6:30 Pacific for the live announcements show, and follow The Disconnected on social media to stay updated. Subscribe to The Disconnected on YouTube or on the podcast provider of your choice, and dive into a world where every movie night is an adventure.
Have you ever wanted to dive deeper into the horror movies you love? Beyond the Blood is a horror podcast for fans who want more than just surface-level screams. We do deep dives into the movies that shaped us, digging into director commentaries, behind-the-scenes stories, deleted scenes, and the special features that most people skip. Each episode is a love letter to the genre. We break down how these films were made, the creative risks that paid off or didn't, and the lasting impact they've had on the genre as a whole. From 70s slashers to modern nightmares, we celebrate the craft, chaos, and characters that keep us coming back. If you're the kind of fan who rewatches movies with the commentary on, or you simply grew up in the video store horror aisle, the Beyond the Blood podcast was made for you. New episodes every single week. Subscribe, let's dig deep. Welcome to the Beyond the Blood podcast.
This was my initial reaction. Like, there was no one sort of more fierce and like out there than Janeane Garofalo at the time, like fearless, like in the whole sort of alt comedy scene. And so like let's pick her to be this sort of timid, not so sure of themselves person. It felt weird and off. And like, I thought when I watched it again, her performance is a little bit better. Like, you can kind of get that she likes to hide behind the radio mic and everything, but I don't know. That whole thing just doesn't work for me. And I don't know. You take it from here, guys.
I completely agree. Like, I'm going to talk about myself here. If we're talking Uma Thurman or Janeane Garofalo in regards to like who I would rather be with in the aspects of their characters in this film, I'd much rather be with Janeane Garofalo.
Oh, easily.
Right? She's extremely good looking in this film.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Didn't pick Jamie Foxx.
Oh, fuck yourself. But she's not bad to look at. I didn't understand that. It's not like she's some like, fucking monster with like a fucking horn grown out of the front of her head or some shit. Like, I don't understand.
Yeah, and they didn't dress like, if you saw Janeane Garofalo like walking down the street in '96, you could say like, well, she's not sort of classically pretty, but they prettified her in the movie. Like, they made her look better than she sort of ordinarily would. They kind of like Hollywoodized her, which only made her prettier. So like, I don't quite get what the problem was. It just ended up being like an episode of Three's Company in some way, like this. I don't know.
And I guess I just don't understand. Like you said, it's supposed to be Cyrano de Bergerac, obviously, but like a really like dumb version of it, a version of Cyrano de Bergerac that requires you to suspend disbelief that Uma Thurman's character, the conceit of this movie is so stupid. I think the conceit of this movie is just the dumbest shit. So
yeah, and we never get a moment of like with any version of Cyrano, like including the Roxanne, the Steve Martin version, we kept the sort of long nose. They set it up to show you that people react to their appearance in like an awful way. And like the only time we get that early on in this movie is with Uma Thurman's sort of abusive cocksucker of a boyfriend. And like, so what does his opinion matter?
Well, now, we don't know if he's gay. Funny story about her boyfriend, played by James McCaffrey. He is better known as playing Max Payne in the Max Payne video games.
Oh, weird.
Unusual.
Right? And also playing Alan Wake in the Alan Wake video game, aka Twin Peaks, the video game. So I heard his voice and I was like, that guy sounds really familiar in like I'm playing computers on my laptop when I'm like 16 kind of way. And so, but yeah, this idea that Janeane Garofalo's character is like some sort of big fat disgusting pig, or like just like she's not Eric Stoltz from Mask,
right?
But that's like she's like treated like some sort of sideshow monster.
Yeah, but only in that one scene by that one guy. It's like we don't even get like. Okay, let's put aside the sort of physical appearance. Like, if they had made it so that like she comes alive when she's on the mic, like at the radio station, but like her social, it's like she's making her socially awkward, like outside, like that could have been something. But she's really forthright and like in people's faces, like she gets right in that guy's face. So it's like there's no, I don't get it. Like, we're supposed to bring to it that she's unlikable or unfuckable or something, but I the filmmakers just never bothered to try.
Well, and so the funny thing about this movie, and I don't know how much research you did about this movie, and I did a fair amount of research about this goddamn fucking movie with the name The Truth. I mean, this movie for me just like personifies the 90s. Like everything about this film screams 90s.
Yeah.
I mean, I was, oh my God.
Certainly the goddamn soundtrack.
Oh my God. If you want to buy me flowers, you go ahead. Oh, God. This is so, it's the 90s in a way that automatically when you hear the soundtrack and you see the visuals of the film, you're like, this is a fucking 90s. In a way that like Weird Science is evocative of the 80s.
Right, but like to me, like listening to like the song selections last night, it felt like they went into the future and found a hits of the 90s soundtrack, like collection, like a K-Tel Records collection, and brought it back and were like, perfect. Like it's like oh my God, like Blues Traveler, and I don't know.
Hey man, I love Blues Traveler. I will. I'll go to bat for. I know. Apparently, Blues Traveler is just like the worst band for some people. I don't get it.
Not that big a fan of the Blues Traveler.
Blues Traveler is pretty bad.
It's okay. Not everybody likes sick. Not everybody likes sick harmonica solos. It's fine. You guys just don't get it. It's
true.
You're not the only ones to tell me or say, like, holy shit, Blues Traveler is awful. So I completely sympathize, and I understand if you don't like Blues Traveler. But I think, and this is something we didn't really talk about when we talked about Breakfast at Tiffany's, and we didn't get a chance to talk about Mannequin, which is a bummer, because Mannequin was awesome.
Oh my God.
Mannequin is probably Mannequin is amazing, okay?
No.
Mannequin may be one of the...
No.
Shut the hell up. It may... Okay, hold on. Mannequin is awesome. I don't care what you say.
I had to watch Mannequin and The Truth About Cats and Dogs in the same month.
Well, okay.
That's all I'm going to say about it.
I mean...
Scarred for life.
Hey, man. You knew what you were signing up for. I think that this movie is okay, but unlike Mannequin, which the conceit of the film is so stupid in its execution that it could take place anytime. Like, it's a timeless conceit. And this is something I talked about with other Mike White of the Projection Booth and of the Kolchak tapes. This film could not be made today because the plot device that they use, it's so reliant and so dependent on a time and place that does not exist anymore.
Yeah, well, that's true.
And that for me and also like it also factors into the character of Brian, played by Ben Chaplin, must be the dumbest motherfucker that ever lived.
Truly.
Right?
I mean, considering he fell in love with a voice, and then he's talking to that voice with another girl, and he's not putting two and two together. It's not like she disguises her voice when she's talking to him.
No, and he's like, I heard your voice. It's like, what the is this guy that dense? And yeah, it's not like Uma Thurman and Janeane Garofalo sound similar.
No, not at all. And if we're supposed to take away that he's so blinded by Uma Thurman's beauty, then fuck this guy. You know what I mean?
Do you love movies? So do I. What's up, y'all? It's KB, and I love movies. Inviting you to listen to The Conversation, a film podcast where passion meets perspective and opinion. From the old school to the new, I invite a guest on to discuss the movies that thrill us, challenge us, break our hearts, or even blow our minds. There's always new episodes dropping wherever you get your podcasts. So join the conversation. We don't just watch movies. We love talking about them too. The Conversation with KB Loves Movies, a part of Someone's Favorite Productions podcast network.
The audio commentary. It's a dying art form, but here at One Track Mind, I, your wonky yet affable host Ryan Luis Rodriguez, analyze film through the prism of these embryonic forms of podcasting, one audio commentary at a time. Masterpieces, crapster pieces, live action, animation, cult classics, films literally no one has ever heard of. No track is too small and no track is too big. Join me and my guests from the entertainment world as we keep these features alive every other Tuesday. Hey, who else is going to discuss Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey one week and Citizen Kane the next? Us, that's who. Sure, you have to put up with my voice, but there's a certain give and take in this industry. That's One Track Mind, part of the Someone's Favorite Productions family and available wherever you get your podcasts.
And he didn't fall in love with that girl at all.
She's so beautiful. She's so beautiful. She's so beautiful. First off, okay, sure, maybe, but
I think Uma Thurman is sort of classically beautiful, but like
right, she's got like a very like 40s, 50s style beauty to her.
Right, but like I don't like look at her and like oh my god, who's that? You know what I mean? It's just like it's a pretty girl.
I think we just triggered Eric. Eric, I think you find
of course I do. Yeah, I think Uma Thurman is really attractive, but I also find Janeane Garofalo to be super duper attractive. So I don't know. They're different. I don't know. I can like both.
I think Uma Thurman was like 26 when this film came out because she was born in 70. So she was like 26 when this film came out, which I think Janeane Garofalo was like probably 30, yeah. Which is astounding because Janeane Garofalo looks like in her mid-20s in this film.
Yeah, she does.
But I have a problem with rom-coms taking characters and it's not treating them like idiots, but the character of Ben is a total dum-dum.
Yeah. And I didn't get what was so appealing about the guy to begin with. Like,
the character of Ben?
Yeah, like, you know, like when it's sort of like in the sort of Cyrano thing, like Roxanne, the girl he's in love with, is supposed to be like the most beautiful thing in the world. Like personality-wise, whatever, but like she's something that everybody wants. So in this movie, he's that character. And he's a good-looking guy, I guess, but like I don't get it. Like there's no, like it wasn't like his personality was like super charming or he was good-looking.
Well, and the other thing for me is also, is there really a human being as mentally deficient as Uma Thurman's character is supposed to be?
Yes.
Really?
Having lived in Los Angeles for as long as I have, yes, there are very beautiful people who are that dense.
Yes, I meet them.
Maybe not
all
that
the time.
dense and sweet, but yeah.
I know them. I know those
Jesus
people.
Christ. I know them. I live this movie.
This movie is
is
loosely based off of my life somehow 20 years ago. So
this movie is God, wow, that makes me sad in so many ways. This movie is 22 years old. Holy shit. Oh, God. Oh, my God.
Was there anything good in the movie?
Well, and that's the thing is, I like Janeane Garofalo's performance.
Yeah.
And I liked
it so much.
Right.
Because, like I said, initially, like, when I saw the film in 96, like, I was so used to her being, like, the sort of out there kind of, like, very forthright kind of comedian that it didn't click for me that she would be playing this character. And watching it again now, I actually appreciated her performance a lot. And I think if she wasn't in the movie, like, I don't know that I could have watched the whole thing.
Yeah,
no, I would agree.
I think, I'll be honest, guys. I think I liked her character in The Cable Guy better, but that's just me.
I don't remember her in The Cable Guy.
She's just a waitress in medieval times, and she's in the movie for like 5 seconds.
Oh, okay. Yeah, now I remember. Okay.
I mean, I like Janeane Garofalo in a lot of stuff I've seen her in. I mean, I loved her in Mystery Men. I mean, she's like one of the best parts of that film. If you've never seen
that movie comes to life when she comes on screen.
Right. Which, if you've never seen Mystery Men,
what's wrong with you?
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yep.
But like, she hasn't been in a lot of stuff recently.
No, not for a while.
Which is a bummer. I mean, she's also like one of the best parts of Ratatouille as well.
Yep, she was great on like the Larry Sanders Show, sort of around the same period, like
and the Ben Stiller Show.
Yeah. Oh my God, she's so good on that.
But I think. I think when you look at this film, the role that they pigeonholed her in this film is so. It's so one-dimensional that the amount that she makes out of this film, like she makes essentially a mountain out of a molehill with what she's been given.
Yeah. Right.
That it's like it's good, but at the same time, like ugh.
Yeah, and like it's kind of an achievement because it's not the type of character she ordinarily plays. So the fact that she was able to bring the movie up to a smarter level than the movie actually is says a lot about her.
Right. And again, with looking into this film a little bit more, the thing that surprises me is this film was initially going to be like a small budget film, and it was going to be an indie film. And then when Uma Thurman came on, the film's budget apparently just like skyrocketed. and Janeane Garofalo has like disavowed this film.
I did know that. I mean, it's weird because it's like evidently like most people know her from this movie, which is weird to me.
Most people know Janeane Garofalo because of this movie?
Yeah, well, like sort of a wider audience. So you have people who weren't like sort of fans of of that comedy scene at that time. Like, yeah, like this is the one they know her from. Like, which is, I mean, this is. I read an interview with her where she said this. So, and she said like, I can't understand why people like the movie as much as they do, but it does seem like that's the movie that most people will bring up to her when she meets them.
And she's like, "Don't talk to me about this fucking movie. I hate it and I disavow it."
Yeah, right.
I think that's kind of a bummer for her because, you know, Uma Thurman gets top billing in this film.
Yeah, weirdly. She's in the movie for like 20 minutes, it seems.
Right. And Uma Thurman's not even very good in the movie.
I thought she was okay. Yeah, I mean, it's not her best performance.
Well, because she's being essentially given a very much a stereotype of a character we've seen before.
Right.
Like, oh, you're just a dumb model.
Yeah, but, you know, evidently there was a ship that sank off the coast of Scotland. That's the speech she keeps giving over and over again.
Right, yeah, 79 people died.
Yes, like that's some character development right there, right?
Yeah, right. I find the things that are funny about this, like the Janeane Garofalo's reaction to this film, her direct quote is, "I think it's soft and corny, the soundtrack makes you want to puke, and everyone's dressed in Banana Republic clothing. The original script and intent was very different. It was supposed to be a small budget independent film with a lot more complexity to the characters. When it became a studio commercial film, Abby and the guy wind up together at the end."
I'm now curious to read what the initial script was, because is she saying that the script she signed on for, there were complex characters and then they stripped that away?
So I guess what she's saying is when Uma Thurman joined on, they were like, let's just make a dumb movie?
Yeah, that's okay.
It's kind of a bizarre conceit. Like, I'm just gonna, like, what?
Yeah.
I think Janeane Garofalo signed on to this movie and didn't like it once it came out. I'm not sure that I'm not sure that the script was completely changed once Uma Thurman came on.
I don't think I mean, they couldn't have dumbed it down that much. Like, I don't know. Like, maybe they added some cutesy bullshit and then, like, she didn't like the way it was filmed and she didn't like, I mean, maybe they weren't supposed to end up together at the end and that would be perfectly fine, but I don't know that would have fixed the movie.
Well, and that's my issue with rom-coms is they portray an unrealistic expectation of these relationships and how they would work, especially in a film like this where it's like, oh, and then they get back together at the end after she spent like months lying to this guy.
Yeah.
Like, that would never happen. It's just, it's so stupid. And
like, and at what point was she going to tell him? And like, why didn't she initially? I don't know. The conceit of this movie is so whack.
Yeah, it's you have to just sit and shake your head and wonder, you know, again, this movie couldn't exist now because this is effectively what we would call now catfishing.
Yeah.
Janeane Garofalo is using Uma Thurman as a stand-in for herself. Obviously, catfishing kind of works that way. This is more like real life catfishing as opposed to just like over the internet. But
yeah, this is a little more hardcore than that. Like, it's not like you meet someone on a social media site when you've got a fake picture of yourself. This is, I've enticed someone, not that that was her intent, but like as soon as he shows up, it's like, you be me now. That's weird, man.
And the fact that Uma Thurman goes along with it so willingly is just ridiculous to me.
Yeah. You know what? This could have been a much darker film. You know?
Some sort of like fucking single white female type shit.
Yes, but like some bizarre thing where they're like, you're going to be me and we're going to fuck with this guy. Like, that could have been great. Like,
well, and like, I feel like for me, the better ending would have been like, and this is going to sound terrible, but like, it's just like the three of them. And like, cause there's clearly like, and this is, I don't know if you picked up on this, you know, Eric and Mike. Was there like a lot of sexual tension between Janeane Garofalo and Uma Thurman?
I don't know.
Was there?
I felt like there was. Like,
I don't know. I think
because Janeane Garofalo, like Uma Thurman says like you're totally hot. I would bang you to Janeane Garofalo.
I think you're projecting.
Not like in such.
Yeah,
right.
I think I think she just wanted this to happen.
I mean, I'm just saying, I would rather have had that happen than the unrealistic ending of the dog dragging Janeane Garofalo down to the Santa Monica boardwalk.
What was that?
that was some 90s garbage right there.
But you know what? I think you're kind of onto something. Like, it would have been a more interesting ending had they been like, who is this guy anyway? Like, I like you and you like me. Like, that could have been, that could have worked.
That's my point. Like, the Janeane Garofalo, Uma Thurman relationship is much more interesting. And like, yeah, it would not have been within the realm of the 90s to be like, all right, you've got these two characters that are going after this one guy, and then at the end of the film, they, I guess, bisexual, pansexual, are gay for each other. Like, find out that love has always been in front of them the whole time. But like, for me, that would have been a much more interesting story.
Yeah, and maybe that would, that could have been the independent version.
Right. The whole thing is Janeane Garofalo just wanted to kiss Uma Thurman, and she didn't get to, and now she's like, this film's anti-feminist. I didn't get to make out with Janeane Garofalo, says Uma Thurman. Right, okay.
Was the movie anti-feminist?
That's what Janeane Garofalo says. Like, I know,
but like, is that something you just throw out when you're like, I don't like the movie? Like, you can just sort of point to it and go, like, oh yeah, it's not the greatest champion.
Let's ask our PC expert.
I think
Eric,
this film is anti a lot of things. Anti-good,
anti-human,
anti-humor, anti-real life. I don't know. I think this movie is anti-dog, if I'm being honest. But
anti-dog.
I don't know.
I don't know if it's anti.
That dog gives a good performance. I gotta say,
the dog is the best actor. I don't think that it is. I don't know. I feel like this movie's just stupid, and if it being stupid makes it anti-feminist because like whatever. I mean, I don't know. Whatever. Janeane Garofalo gets the guy in the end, so like, who cares?
But that's the problem, is she's having a problem with her ending up with the Brian character at the end, which leads me to believe she wanted to end up with the Uma Thurman character. You don't say that unless that's what you wanted, right?
But couldn't it have just been that, like, it's not sort of from her character's perspective at that point? Like, maybe the guy character could be like, you both lied to me. I don't want to have anything to do with either of you. And like, that could have been a satisfying end.
Kind of a realistic ending.
I can see that as well. Or Janeane Garofalo just goes, hey, you can have him. I don't need a man to define who I am.
Yeah, maybe. But you know what? Like, they've got that scene sort of late in the movie where like he's been taking pictures of her and they're having a good time, and then he just sort of like loses his mind when he starts taking pictures of Uma Thurman. Like, maybe she should have come to the realization, like, if this is all he really wants, then I don't even fucking want him.
I don't understand why that wasn't. Like, that's my problem with rom-coms as a genre. It's like, this is, like, yes, it's romantic comedy. Yes, it's supposed to be funny. But, like, can we at least be a little realistic here?
Yeah.
Right? No.
Yeah.
No, we can't.
Can we have like a little real? I don't know. Like, I don't know.
Sort of fails romantically and sort of fails as a comedy. I wasn't laughing a lot during the movie.
No, there was not a whole lot of haha moments.
I was not paying attention for the most. I was not paying attention to the majority of this movie because it was so bad and so unfunny that I was like, "What the fuck am I even watching?"
Well, and that's the thing, is like, the conceit of the film is so stupid that I had a hard time giving a shit, because I was like, the character of Brian is such an idiot that it's hard for me to believe that this guy wouldn't just be like, yeah, that's been you the whole... Like, that was what I was expecting in that scene where they're all in the apartment and it's like Janeane Garofalo, it's come to the end of the rope of trying to keep up with the lie.
Mm-hmm.
I was expecting him to just be like, I know it was you this whole time.
Yeah.
And I would have been like, that's smart. That, like, okay, this is smart. Like, this is a good subversion of what we're expecting. A subversion of the, like, the falling action of the plot, where it's like they have to have this kind of not retribution, but they have to, like, redeem themselves in the eye of one of the characters, and then it has to end on this big, sappy, sweet love moment. And I was like, maybe they'll subvert that. And they don't. And it does exactly what every other romantic comedy from the 90s does.
Yeah.
And that's a bummer, because it has this, like, opportunity to do something different, and it chooses not to, because it's the easy way out.
Yeah.
But that would have been good if he's just like, I knew it was you all along. Like, I'm not that would have been fucking
more interesting.
Stupid.
Like, and I was just sort of like wondering when the hell you guys were gonna like fess up to it. You know, like.
Yeah, but no, he's like, you're hot. Like, you're not hot. That, like, I can see the anti-feminist thing from there's a back and forth dialogue where they're talking about how, like, when they're walking on the beach, Janeane Garofalo is like asking him about, like, if you're with someone who you're not attracted to,
mm-hmm.
but like they stimulate you intellectually, does that, and like, can you then get over a lack of physical attraction to them over time? And like, that to me is a little offensive because it's like, this is fucking shitty. That's a pretty shitty thing to say to anyone. Yeah. Like,
hey, this is Jason Kleberg from the Force 5 podcast, a show that forces a guest to come up with a movie-themed top 5 list topic, and then we reveal our picks on air. Top 5 heist films, top 5 tearjerkers, top 5 movie dogs. Every show you'll be asking yourself, what would be on my list? Guests include directors, screenwriters, actors, podcasters, musicians, authors, and even a professional wrestler. Subscribe to the Force 5 podcast, and you won't just be a listener, you'll be a list nerd. The Force 5 podcast, available wherever you're listening now.
I don't find you attractive, but I'm intellectually stimulated by you, so I can overlook the fact that you're a fat, disgusting pig. Like,
yeah. These are. I mean, but I don't know.
That whole conversation is just like a little odd. But like that for me, I feel like if Janeane Garofalo is looking for a way to justify this film as anti-feminist, there you go, right there. Like there, I got it. I get it.
Well, yeah, all right.
But I think Janeane Garofalo just wanted to kiss Uma Thurman on the mouth. If I'm not right, get at me, Janeane Garofalo. We can talk.
Jeez.
But let's take a break and play some messages, and we'll wrap up talking about the film when we get back. Who is Carl Kolchak?
He's a reporter.
Now that is news, Vincenzo. News! And we are a newspaper. We are supposed to print news, not suppress it.
With the INS.
What's an INS?
Independent news service, sir. Founded in 1904 by Enrico Paluzzi.
Who seems to have a nose for the strange and unusual.
Well, last year in Las Vegas, I uncovered a series of murders that turned out to have been committed by a vampire.
And what is the Kolchak Tapes?
It's a podcast.
All about Carl Kolchak.
What's a Kolchak?
The Night Stalker.
And where can you get it?
On iTunes, Stitcher Radio, and at www.kolchaktapes.com.
As foolish a game as any that Gory the Ghoul could make up.
Movies have become a portal to a vast and growing pop culture universe, but you don't need to go over the rainbow to get your pop culture fix. Just head to Rainbow Comics, Cards, and Collectibles. They are your one-stop shop for comics, toys, posters, games, and more. Not a pop culture nerd? No problem. They have something for everyone, including a wide array of sports cards, collectible card games, even memorabilia. Stop by one of their 2 locations today. The flagship location at 3310 South Minnesota Avenue, Sioux Falls, South Dakota, or their newest location at 1501 Pine Lake Road, Suite 17, Lincoln, Nebraska. Most importantly, don't forget to add them on Facebook for pop culture news, weekly live videos, and special events.
Here's what some people are saying about the Projection Booth podcast.
Week after week, I'm mesmerized by the focus given great films and questionable films alike. But every episode is a learning and entertaining experience.
This is hands down the best movie podcast. They cover so many different genres across so many years, from obscure movies to blockbusters.
If there's only one podcast about movies and cinema that you listen to, make it this one.
The Projection Booth Podcast, with new episodes available every week at projectionboothpodcast.com.
All right, we are going to finish up talking about the truth about cats and dogs. For me, this is not the quintessential 90s rom-com, but I'm curious, Mike and Eric, do you guys have a quintessential 90s rom-com? Because I have a quintessential 80s rom-com, and that's Mannequin. That movie's
God
awesome.
damn it.
I don't care what anybody else says.
Wow.
You know what? Mannequin is just, it's timeless in its stupidity and in its conceit, but it's also like got 2 really good lead performances.
Yeah.
And you actively want to see those characters end up together. But do either of you have a quintessential 90s rom-com?
Good Lord, I should have prepared. No. The 90s, I was sort of too preoccupied with gritty crime drama to think about that. I mean, I don't know, romantic comedy sort of in the traditional sense, probably not. I think I ran in the other direction most times.
All right, I've got mine.
Wow, he's got an answer right off the bat. You son of a bitch.
It's definitely the most quintessential rom-com of all time, starring 2 of the most rom-com motherfuckers in all rom-com motherfucking. Renee Zellweger and Matthew McConaughey, and it's Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Next Generation. It's the best rom-com that has ever been rom-commed.
You're a piece of shit. You know that? You are absolute fucking scum. I think for me, since Eric is a fucking troll, and
I'm not a troll. I think that movie is a rom-com.
Yeah, okay, well, you know what? And I think Star Wars: The Last Jedi is a political statement, so I can be wrong about things too, just like you can. I would say for me, the quintessential '90s rom-com for me is Chasing Amy.
Yeah, that's a pretty good one.
Yeah. Shout out to Kevin Smith.
I can't argue with that.
Shout out to Kevin Smith. Get better.
Yeah.
I think that's probably his best film of the 90s, personally.
Don't die, Kevin Smith, please.
Yeah, please, Kevin Smith, don't die on us.
Yeah.
I need to see the next Jay and Silent Bob movie, and then you can go.
But that movie's not coming. Now we're going to get a heart attack movie. You know that, right? He's writing it from the bed.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, side note, Kevin Smith is probably for me, was one of the first directors that got me into movies. Whereas movies became less of just entertainment and more of has something to say, especially with Chasing Amy.
That one is sort of undeniable. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not in any way a Kevin Smith fan. I think that movie is good, and I really liked Red State, but I can leave all the rest, honestly.
You don't even like Mallrats?
No.
You don't even like the greatest cameo by anybody in any movie ever that is Johnny Depp in Tusk?
Oh, well, I might have to rethink this whole thing.
I'm assuming you've seen Tusk, Mike?
I have seen Tusk, yes.
Oh, it is such a divisive film. It is about as divisive as a film gets.
I pissed off so many people in the theater, and by so many, I mean the other 8 people that were in the theater when I went and saw Tusk, and Johnny Depp shows up on the screen. Me and my buddy who were there just died laughing. I don't think anybody heard any dialogue for the next 5 minutes because we were just dying laughing the whole time, and people were getting pissed. It still happens every time I watch that movie.
I'm gonna say this much. I think as film critics, which the 3 of us are, I think in the film critic community, not liking Kevin Smith movies is very in vogue, and it has been for the last 2 decades. Since Dogma came out, I think it's been very in vogue to be fuck Kevin Smith, he's garbage. And I can completely understand that because he has a very specific style. His dialogue is very Kevin Smith. I mean, his dialogue is, he's okay, if Tarantino does his thing and you know a Tarantino movie when you see it, Kevin Smith is the same way.
Right.
And
totally.
And so there are people that hate Tarantino movies for the same reason that people hate Kevin Smith movies. It's, I don't like your style of film, and I never will. And there's not a whole lot you can do about it. And I completely understand that. And when he dials it back, like in Chasing Amy, that's when I think people are yeah, it's a good movie.
Yeah. Well, it felt to me more like an actual film. It felt like disparate characters dealing with each other, whereas most films, it just feels like Kevin Smith talking to Kevin Smith with actors sort of mouthing the words.
Yeah, I can see that.
And honestly, up until Red State, he's sort of that. Look, I like him sort of as a raconteur, when he does his, spoken word, stand-up-y kind of things. I think he's a funny guy. I enjoy, his stories and everything. But I do recall him saying, early on, I read a review that said I don't have any style, and I thought, yeah, that'll be my style. And I'm just thinking, well, fuck you, man. Just make a radio play. Stop wasting my time with this visual medium if you don't give a shit about the visual. So, but hey, that's just me.
Well, no, I mean, I agree. I completely understand. And I think you're right. I think Kevin Smith really needs to transition into and he really has. He's transitioned into he has a podcast network now that is very successful, and his on stage is great.
Yeah, wildly entertaining.
Right, and I think for me, he's a little bit of too much of a fan of himself, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, I get that.
Yeah, because anyone who marks out, to use a wrestling term, who marks out for themselves is kind of a, self-promoting shill in a way, and I get it. But, Kevin Smith is the one who, they cracked down on him for talking bad about DC movies, and they were like, well, you don't get to direct any other DC stuff if you keep saying bad stuff about us. And he was like, okay, sorry. Like that, like stuff like that to me is a little.
Did that happen?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I think he said something to the effect of like Batman versus Superman was really bad, and they were like, "Don't say anything bad about us anymore. We won't let you direct any more episodes of The Flash or Green Arrow." He's like, "Sorry." Like, come on, man. Like,
yeah, what the fuck? Who cares?
Yeah, well, DC does.
Well, no. I mean, as his own thing. Like he's got his own, brand and comic book shops and his own, series of films. Like, what do you give a shit if DC does not going to let him do his own thing?
Right. Well, that's my thing. Is like, fuck him. Like I don't. If I were him, I'd be like, fuck it. I don't care. I need to have my opinion on this. And again, that's why I think Chasing Amy is this weird movie that he made. Because Chasing Amy is the film that breaks the Kevin Smith mold.
Yeah.
Which is, like you said, it's the only Kevin Smith film that you actually like.
Yeah, I mean, it feels the most honest of any of his films. It doesn't feel gimmicky in a way. It feels very heartfelt. Like now, I don't know the story behind it. I'm sure like he had a similar situation happen to him, but like it felt like it was coming from a place of reality as opposed to I like having these characters say funny things to each other in these wacky sort of situations. And there was a truthfulness to it that I responded to. So, yeah, I mean, I can't think of another 90s rom-com for some reason right now, but that was a good one. I enjoyed that movie.
You got all kinds of ones. You got the Julia Roberts trifecta of rom-coms, Pretty Woman, Notting Hill, My Best Friend's Wedding.
Oh, yeah.
That one time Bill Pullman was in a rom-com while you were sleeping with Sandra Bullock.
Hey, there you go. I like that movie a lot. I'm gonna go.
That movie's good. That movie's good, but also Bill Pullman's great, so I can't pass judgment. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I dig that movie. I'm sorry, movie-going public, that I could not remember it. I like that movie a lot.
And then you've got Tom Hanks's venture into rom-coms with Sleepless in Seattle and You've Got Mail.
Yeah, I can't get behind them, but yeah.
Also, You've Got Mail, which a film that could not exist anymore. A film that just could not exist anymore.
You've Got Mail. Jesus Christ.
I guess you could say Groundhog Day is a rom-com.
Yeah.
Came out in the 90s.
Fuck, now there are too many to choose from.
Jerry Maguire. Technically, Joe versus the Volcano came out in 1990.
It did indeed.
Wow.
Right. 9 months is great, but then again, like Hugh Grant is fantastic. And then you've got like the late.
I hate Hugh Grant. I can't stand that guy.
You've also got films like Blast from the Past, which came out in 1999, featuring Brendan Fraser.
He's back.
He's
and
back.
I'm stoked about it.
Thank God he's back. And hashtag Me Too with Brendan Fraser. Jesus Christ.
What do you mean?
Brendan Fraser was sexually assaulted. That was what that whole article was about.
What?
Yeah.
How do you get sexually assaulted if you're Brendan Fraser? I think if you're Brendan Fraser, you got to take anything.
Sexually assaulted, man. Right?
How does Terry Crews get sexually assaulted? How does he not just like one punch annihilate somebody who grabs his junk?
Apparently, like a studio head came up to him and grabbed his dick.
Huh.
Just like out of nowhere?
Yeah.
Was it a lady or a man?
No, it was a guy. It was a guy.
Does it make a difference?
Okay.
I was gonna say.
Yes?
I mean,
what do you mean? Does it make a difference? Yes.
I mean, does
yeah,
it? Though?
Well, it makes a difference in like he doesn't take a swing at the lady, I suppose. But
right?
As you said, it is Terry Crews. Like,
right?
Was he worried he wasn't going to get the third like best friend part in some movie? Like,
right? Yeah, but I mean,
I don't know.
The 90s for me is like rom-com, like the dumping ground of rom-coms, like fucking Benny and Jude, and She's All That, and 10 Things I Hate About You.
Yeah, I know. I really don't like those movies. I do like Benny and June, though, guys.
Or the Oscar-winning film that everyone will always remember as the one that beat out Saving Private Ryan, A Shakespeare in Love.
Oh.
Yeesh. Another film that is stupid in its conceit.
Yeah,
it's not a great movie.
Or Doc Hollywood, a film that is effectively ripped off by Cars. So let's not forget.
That's true.
Yeah, Cars just rips off a Michael J. Fox vehicle.
That's weird, man.
Yeah. Oh my God. What about Tu Wong Fu? Is that a romantic comedy?
I don't know. Is it?
I don't know. I just saw it for the first time. It's on Netflix.
Whatever it is.
I don't know.
Whatever. You don't like Tu Wong Fu?
No, man. I felt it was sort of riding the Priscilla Queen of the Desert wave with like less sincerity.
Fun fact, though, Tu Wong Fu was in production before Priscilla, Queen of the Desert.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Still doesn't change my opinion. It's terrible.
I mean, to be fair, Tu Wong Fu is a much more fun movie.
No question.
Priscilla, Queen of the Desert is about like what happens when you have AIDS.
Well, hey man, it happens.
Yeah, Tu Wong Fu is just like John Leguizamo as like a trans drag queen. Like what are we really expecting from that film? Versus like Priscilla, Queen of the Desert, that's like you have AIDS.
Well, I wasn't expecting much from the movie, and that's exactly what I got.
But I think for me the quintessential 90s rom-com is Chasing Amy, but like if we're talking about like mainstream, it's probably like anything with Julia Roberts in it.
Yeah, but you're saying quintessential like yeah, you could point to it and go, that's what they are, or are you pointing at it and saying that's a good movie? Because
that's a good movie, Chasing Amy. Anything with Julia Roberts, that's what they are.
Yeah, okay, there you go. Because I will go with While You Were Sleeping. I like that movie, and that has sort of the kind of a wacky conceit, not unlike the movie we're talking about tonight, but like it makes sense.
Yeah.
Like,
I agree. I agree.
It doesn't. We don't have to suspend the disbelief for any of these characters. Everyone is intelligent and trying to figure things out, and unlike this movie where it's just like, what is happening? What are you people doing?
Being dumb, being real dumb. Well, and also, I guess the other film that sticks out for me, and it was a film I hadn't seen until I was like probably in my early 20s, was As Good as It Gets. Which
Jack Nicholson? The Jack Nicholson movie. Yeah, right.
Which is another romantic. That movie's great.
Is it?
Time since I've seen it. I mean, I enjoyed it when I saw it. So
they allow Jack Nicholson to just be an asshole,
right? Which he does well.
Which is good. Yeah, it's a believable role for him. So, but I think that the '90s, the rom-com situation that was the '90s, a lot of really bad movies and a lot of really formulaic movies, and a lot of movies that relied on like technology or like weird technology conceits. Like You've Got Mail, this movie.
I think that's enough.
You've Got Mail is God.
Yeah.
It's really bad.
Not great.
Well,
it's not great.
What would you give this film out of 5, Mike?
I'd give it a 2. And one of those stars is just for Janeane Garofalo. I don't.
What about?
I just don't. Yeah, I didn't get it when I first saw it. I thought I would have a greater appreciation for it, and I just no. It's incorrect.
It ends like any other romantic comedy.
Yeah, it's like we're headed in that direction. And you know what? Like, if the journey to the two people kissing by the sunset is interesting, then I can forgive a lot. But this one is just so convoluted and weird that it doesn't earn that at the end.
Yeah, I would agree. What about you, Eric?
This movie's gonna get a 1, and it's for the dog.
Jesus. I'm going to give it a 2. I'm with you, Mike. I think it's just the stupidity of the main male lead in the film is so unconscionable that it's hard to believe the conceit of this film for more than like a half an hour, and it goes the full film. So
the movie isn't like offensive. Like, I wasn't like actively hating it at all. It just didn't add up to anything whatsoever.
It didn't do anything different. It just, outside of the conceit, it ends like any other rom-com does.
Right.
And like Uma Thurman's character, she just disappears.
Yeah, like she really does. Like at the end, she checks out.
She's not even part of the resolution of the conflict in this film.
Right. Which
is
considering her role in the film, she had to figure in somehow, but they just like, nope, we don't want to deal with that now.
Yeah. Which to me is such a bummer. So, But what do you guys think the film has on Rotten Tomatoes?
Something stupid. Yeah.
70s maybe?
I think it's in the 80s.
84%.
Wow.
Witty and charming, The Truth About Cats and Dogs features a standout performance from Janeane Garofalo.
Well, that's true. The Janeane Garofalo part. I don't know.
I'll say this.
I don't think there's any wit in this movie whatsoever.
It's so witty. I'll say this much, and this is like on a personal aside. The scene between Janeane Garofalo and Brian, played by Ben Chaplin, where they stay up all night talking on the phone.
Yeah,
that's happened to me. So like
I think that's happened to a lot, and I think that's how this movie got made, because there hadn't been a scene like that in a film.
Right, and I think that's the best scene in this entire film.
I agree with you.
Right, like that. Like my wife and I, when we first met and like started like talking and spending time together. Like that happened to my wife and I. So like that was like the one scene in the film I was like, okay, like I can see this.
Right.
But outside of that, like, yeah, this movie's just fucking generic and disappointing.
Yeah, I mean, sounds crazy, I guess, but we could have had a 90-minute phone call between these two characters falling in love, and it could have been a far more interesting movie.
They jerk off together at one point.
Yeah.
I was astounded. I was like, they're actually going to do this. I was like, you know what? Good. This is like...
The phone sex is the best part of the movie.
This is ahead of its time.
Yeah.
Really, right? Like, I was like, they're fucking a jerk off together on the phone? Like, this is relatable. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm doing it right now.
Oh, Jesus. You fucking...
Oh, God. Sorry, guys. Now I ruined the moment.
Fucking monster. Oh, my God. We're going to take another break and play the preview for the next Kulturecast.
Can you describe its form?
No.
Start from the beginning.
What do you think I do when you're away? You think I'm out in the garden pining, looking up at the sky? Why aren't you here?
I gotta leave a day early.
Your husband's here.
Let me see him.
He's extremely ill.
You have to tell me where he was, what he was doing.
It was his decision to go in. It's something they termed the shimmer. We've sent in drones and teams of people, but nothing comes back.
But something has.
You're a biologist. You served in the military.
If I knew what happened, I could save his life.
The boundary's getting bigger, it's expanding. We're talking cities, states.
You need to know what's inside. So do I. It's beautiful.
Check this out.
It's like they're stuck in a continuous mutation.
Anything interesting in there?
No. Sharks have teeth like that. Not possible. You can't crossbreed different species. What is it?
The soldiers on the last expedition.
They went crazy, or something in here killed them. Something's come through the fence. Through the fence? We have to go back. I can't go back.
We can camp here tonight. It's destroying everything.
It's not destroying. It's making something new.
That's right. On the next Kulturecast, we're going to be talking about the best film of 2018 so far, ? It was abandoned to Netflix internationally, but it came out here in the States in theaters. We're going to be talking about Annihilation. But until then, the real question is, what have you been up to since last time we talked to you, Father Mal1? Father Mal 0NE.
Yes, that's me. That is my Twitter handle. It's Father Malone, just for clarification. What have I been up to? Still giving tours, guys, at the Ponte Museum here in Las Vegas. You guys did a show about Black Panther, right?
We did.
Yeah. What'd you think of Black Panther? That's kind of the only entertainment I've recently ventured out to see.
Well, what did you think of Black Panther?
I thought it was okay. I thought it was pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That was my reaction.
I thought there's a lot that's really good in the movie, and then it kind of felt a bit underwhelming by the end.
Yeah, it was good, not great.
Yeah,
it kind of became every other Marvel movie that you've ever seen at the end.
I mean, pretty much. Like, was it better than Wonder Woman? Yes, but is that
you just triggered a bunch of people.
I know. Well, no, the only reason I say that is, like, when Wonder Woman came out, like, look, it wasn't targeted at me. Like, I can understand women seeing that movie and feeling empowered for the first time with a superhero film. So, like, it could mean more to them than it did to me. To me, it was just sort of a mediocre superhero movie. And for this movie with, like, African Americans, like I can see this as a rallying point. And, obviously it's going to mean more to them than it does to me, just a lily white guy. But it's not that great. Like in the pantheon of the MCU movies, it's better than a lot of them, but it doesn't achieve the greatness of something, in my opinion, like Winter Soldier. And even the action in Winter Soldier, I thought was like far better than what we got here. That's all.
I think you pretty much said everything that Eric and I said when we talked about it. Yeah, I think unfortunately Black Panther, it never transcends the genre in a way that I thought it was going to. From the way
it seemed like it was going there. Yeah.
I mean, the way people were reacting to it was like it transcends the genre. It's like,
not really. No. And I thought they had like an interesting villain that we get for like one scene in the first act, and then he doesn't show up again until the very end. Like he's just like he shows up again in the third act and takes over. And I'm like, where was he the whole movie? I don't know. I don't want to get into a mini review of the movie, I guess, guys. But
he's hanging out in the rafters, killing the other more interesting villain.
Yeah. Oh my God. Like Claw in the movie, Andy Serkis, I thought he was on, I don't know, he was in some other movie and he came into this movie and he enlivened it, and then they just sort of unceremoniously killed him.
Well, they didn't want the white actor to steal anything away.
Yeah, I mean, I get it, but maybe they could have made an even greater statement with having the white guy come in and take over Wakanda.
Triggered.
Sorry.
God. I'm with you. With just I'm not gonna take any shit for a movie that I thought was just okay.
Yeah, I mean, it was good. I enjoyed it, but it wasn't like holy shit, I got to go see that movie immediately again.
Yeah. What about you, Eric? What have you been up to?
Besides staying up all night, talking to you on the phone, jacking off together, nothing.
Eating tuna sandwiches.
Oh God, too much tuna. Nothing.
So you should change your Twitter handle to Too Much Tuna.
I think somebody's got that already.
Probably. Too Much Tuna 634.
Too Much Tuna 42069.
Too Much Tuna is not taken, by the way. Too Much Tuna 83, Too Much Tuna Fish, and Too Much Tuna TV. Oh, no. At Too Much Tuna is taken.
Yeah.
But that person... Oh, okay. Well... Person seems to be a pervert.
Well, duh.
No shit. Looking at you, hashtag at Too Much Tuna.
Oh God, don't at me Too Much Tuna. Do not slide into my DMs. Yeah, nothing. I got nothing going on. Just working, watching movies. I'm pretty sure that I'm going to go see Annihilation again tomorrow. So yeah, ever since I saw it yesterday, it's all I can think about.
Yeah, I'm with you. I've been doing nothing, just working and watching movies and probably thinking about going to see Annihilation again. So yes, it's that good. You can follow me on Twitter at Kulturestash. Please head on over to cultureshock.com where you can find out more about today's episode. You'll find links to iTunes where you can rate and review the show, and to Patreon where you can kick a couple dollars our way. And make sure to follow the website on Twitter at cultureshocked. Make sure to head on over to YouTube and check out Mike's channel, OughtFiveFilms.
OughtFiveFilms.
That's where I found Mike. That's where I reached out to Mike. That's how Mike and I are friends now, is by just dropping him a rando line. So, hey, you know what? The system does work, folks. Sometimes.
It does.
This time
it does.
This time it did. But rando emailing Uma Thurman's agent and saying, hey, would you like to talk about the truth about cats and dogs? She's like, oh, fuck yourself, kid. So,
yeah.
Hey.
Yeah.
And if I had tried to ask
Too
Janeane
much
Garofalo,
tuna.
Too much tuna. Whew. Hashtag Too Much Tuna. I don't know what I was going to say after that. Big thanks, as always, to Eric and Mavoka and my good buddy Justin for the intro-outro music. Even bigger thanks to you, Mike, for sitting down and talking about a real barn burner of a film.
Wasn't it?
And hopefully we'll get to talk to you next month when we do our Mike White March, where we talk about Japanese New Wave films.
Oh.
But make sure to check out the next Kulturecast.
Two-step, posted with the crew. You know how we do, I'm just two-step, drink in my right hand, phone in my other hand, getting to the money. Oh man, two-step, posted with the crew. Yeah. You know how we do.
Hey, two-step, you know what I'm saying? 1, 2, 1, 2. Benjamin, aka the Black T, you know what I'm saying? Catch me with my crew every day. Two-step. Oh, my phone in my other hand, like, hello? Oh, get into the
If you're looking for more horror outside of the mainstream, look no further than Unsung Horrors, a podcast about underseen horror movies. I'm Lance.
And I'm Erica. Every other week, we'll cover a horror movie with fewer than 1,000 views on Letterboxd. We'll even give you double feature recommendations to pair with the movies we discuss.
From gothic to shot on video, from slashers to comedies, from giallo to J-horror. We'll cover all the subgenres. So join us as we unearth these hidden gems of horror.
Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, all at Unsung Horrors, available wherever you listen to podcasts. And part of the Someone's Favorite Productions podcast network.
Hello, this is Aaron West. I am the author of the A24 New Wave. In this book, I look at A24's output and I make the argument that we are in a new wave movement right now. A24 plays a major role. This book has a supplemental podcast where each episode is a brief conversation about an A24 related topic, whether an actor, director, or even a genre. As I continue research for the book and conduct interviews, I expect to record podcast episodes with people involved with the company. You can find the podcast at cinejourneys.com or wherever you find podcasts, and we are proud to be members of the Someone's Favorite Productions podcast network.